Hey guys, so in today's video I'm going to be talking about the big warm-up that we're going to start to see, especially heading into the end of the week, especially once we get to Friday and onward into the following week. So first we're going to look at the GFS model, and this is the 2-meter temperature anomalies. And this is in Celsius, by the way, just so those of you who don't know, that it's in Celsius degrees. And right now, you can see we're still seeing that huge cool down across the central and eastern United States, especially in the northeastern United States. We're seeing temperature anomalies between about 3 to even 16 to 18 degrees below average. And we're going to see that continue over the next 3 or so days. And then you can see the warm-up starts to arrive for the more central and midwestern parts of the central and eastern United States. And then, again, once we arrive at Friday, we'll see in the northeast New England, temperatures will really rebound, and we'll see temperatures between 2 to even 6 degrees above average. And this looks to continue through the weekend and into next week. And so we'll be seeing this, it looks like, for the second half, the entire second half of May into June. You can see even by May 21st, especially for the Northeast and New England states, we'll be seeing temperatures anywhere from 10 to 14 degrees above average. So a big change and it'll start to feel a lot more like summer, which is going to feel fantastic for a lot of us, because I know we're sick of being a lot cooler and feeling a lot more like winter. It seems like winter and spring have totally changed its seasons. But then we can see going towards the May 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th, into the 27th, we'll have a little bit of a quick cool down, especially for the upper Midwest and upstate New York and New England. But that'll only be for a few days, and then it looks like the warmth will start to arrive back. So let's now go and look at what the euro is showing. So the euro, once again, the cool down will continue up until about Thursday for pretty much Thursday for the Midwest, and then the warmth will start to build more into the Northeast and New England states. And just like the GFS, the euro is showing the big warm up in like May 21st. Once again, it's showing extreme warmth for especially upstate New York and central and southern New England and the upper Midwest and the Ohio Valley. Now let's look at where temperatures once again is showing, like the GFS, anywhere from 8 to 10 degrees above average up to even 14, 16 degrees above average. So now let's look at what the CMC is showing. This is a Canadian model, and we'll see just like the GFS and euro showing the cool down, and then it'll start coming to an end for the Midwest around Thursday, and then Friday it'll build into the Northeast and New England, and it shows the warmer temperatures persisting well into going into the end of May. And then actually it even shows, just like the GFS, cool down coming in around between the 21st and 23rd. So we'll have to see about that. Of course, that is still a good ways out, so we won't really know for sure yet. We'll have to wait still a few days. Even probably we'll have to wait another like up to 5-6 days to really see if this will occur, for sure. But so let's just now look at what the Climate Prediction Center, its 6 to 10 day outlook is. And as you can see, the Central and Eastern United States primarily, they're confident. This is 6 to 10 days between the 16th and 20th, May 16th and 20th, and it shows they're most confident in the warmth for especially the southeastern U.S. and central southern plains, but they're really confident that the warmup will occur. This will start to occur between the 16th and 20th. And then the precipitation looks to be above average from the northwest down into the Rocky Central Plains and pretty much the entire eastern U.S. Now let's look at the 8 to 14 day outlook, and this is between May 18th and 24th. So it's showing cooler than average temperatures for the western U.S., and then they're even more confident in the warmth for the central and eastern U.S., especially, once again, the more southeast parts of the U.S. and up into some of the mid-Atlantic, and then once again as well for the central and southern plains. Their 8 to 14 day outlook for the precipitation is a lot less confident, maybe slightly above average for the southeastern mid-Atlantic coast, and then the northwest into the upper plains, and then slightly below normal in the central and southern plains, or Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas. But really the point is, looks like we're definitely going to be going into a much warmer pattern where actually where we'll start to feel a lot more like summer. So let's go back towards. So let's look at. We're gonna look at the actual temperatures according to the GFS Euro and CMC models for the central and eastern U.S. So actually, we can zoom in into the eastern U.S. and you can see. So starting around today into tomorrow, the temperatures will stay relatively cooler and still below normal, with temperatures for high temperatures generally getting maybe into the upper 50s, lower 60s for some spots, but generally in the 50s and maybe 40s, and then the lows will be down into the 40s and 30s in some spots, even below freezing in the interior New England parts and upstate New York. But then, as you can see, going into Thursday, the high temperatures are going to start to rebound closer to average and even slightly above average, especially for the Midwest, for like the Chicago area, pretty southern Michigan even. Pretty much majority of the Midwest and Ohio Valley, and even parts of New England will start to see temperatures rebound back into the 60s and closer to the average for this time of year for us. And then you can see for Friday, the warmth really starts to build more into the Northeast and New England parts, and we'll see highs in the 70s, even upper 70s for the coastal regions. And then going through the weekend, you can see it keeps building even more highs, 60s, 70s, even 80s and 90s down in the southeast. The southeast may be looking at a heat wave, especially in the beginning parts of this warm-up, going into this weekend, into early next week. So let's see, highs on Sunday, maybe a little cooler for the Northeast New England, maybe some parts of the Midwest and Northern Ohio Valley. But generally we'll be seeing much warmer temperatures. You can see very warm heat wave happening for the Southeast, particularly Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, and Florida. And you can see as well Oklahoma and Texas continue with that heat wave that we've been seeing actually for the past week and a half or so. That's really been dominating news over there. And continuing going through the week. Actually, it cools down again a little bit for the it continues just being extremely warm. Doesn't really cool down that much. So yeah, generally extreme warmth. Here, May 21st. I actually want to really zoom in. First, we're going to zoom in into the southeastern U.S. Let's see, southeast U.S. Because May 21st looks to be when the most heat, the hottest temperatures will be during this warm up, and especially heat wave for the more southeastern parts, where temperatures you can see go well into the 90s, especially you can see for Mississippi, Alabama, northern Georgia, northern South Carolina, central Virginia, central North Carolina, Florida will, especially northern and central Florida, especially along the coasts even, will get into the 90s. But yeah, this could be their first actual heat wave for the southeast of the year. Now let's go to the northeastern U.S. to look at the heat there. And look at this, for the tri-state area, New York City, northern New Jersey, southwestern Connecticut, we could see our first 90-degree day on Thursday, May 21st, next Thursday. We'll just have to see, but it looks like really May 21st. Keep an eye out on that date for potential first 90-degree day for some parts of southern New England and the northern Mid-Atlantic. Then, of course, the southern and central Mid-Atlantic, especially Virginia, will get into the low to mid-90s. So let's actually continue from the northeast. See highs getting into a little cooler, though, going into Friday, May 22nd. Highs only get into the upper 70s, low 80s, so that's still above average for this time of year. Then you can see Virginia still holding on to those upper 80s into the 90s, even mid-90s. For central and southern Virginia. So now let's go back to the eastern U.S. and go back and look at what the European, I forgot the European can show the actual temperatures, but the CMC now, okay. Oh wait, never mind, what am I saying? Well, they can. No, I didn't even look. Oh, never mind. No, actually, I'm right. The Euro can't show the actual temperatures, but the CMC can. So let's look at the CMC, what the CMC is showing for the temperatures for the eastern U.S. So starting out today, at 12Z today, going to afternoon today, see the temperatures cooler, still below average, temperatures in the 50s, maybe getting to lower 60s in spots, lows generally into the 40s, maybe low 50s, and even below freezing in some parts of northern New York State and maybe portions of northern New England. And then we can see going into Friday and beyond into the weekend and next week, it's actually a little less vigorous for the northeast New England with the warmth. So that's interesting. So it's showing a lot of warm up, though, for the central U.S. all throughout and into the Midwest. So we'll just have to see. It doesn't go all the way to show the highs on the 21st, but the high on the 20th for portions, especially central and southern New England, upstate New York. The highs will get into the mid to upper 60s, even lower 70s in some spots, maybe mid 70s in certain spots as well. And then, of course, Texas, Oklahoma, temperatures will get up into the 80s and 90s. Florida and the southeast, it's not really all too keen on the potential heat wave for those areas, but they are still showing quite warm temperatures, 80s, mid 80s. So we'll just have to keep an eye on that. But yeah, the general consensus is on all the models and what the CMC is showing for the next 6 to 14 days is that pretty much for the entire second half of May is that we'll be warming up a lot. And so yeah, that's the video for today. I hope you really enjoyed. Please like, comment, subscribe below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.